Hello and welcome to TBS, and this is me, Rachel, with Sue, our head of early years. So, Sue, first of all, could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Sue. I came to Egypt a year ago and joined TBS. I've spent the last year exploring some of the sites and really enjoying living in Egypt. It's very different. I lived in Asia before, so I'm enjoying the difference.
Fantastic. And can you tell us a little bit about your educational background and your leadership journey?
Yes, so as a child I always wanted to be a teacher. So I was really happy to make that dream come true as I got older. I worked in the UK for the first 11 years and then I decided to move abroad. I've taught now in Korea and Hong Kong and Egypt, always in early years and always leading the early years team.
Okay, and so you are our Assistant Head of Primary, responsible for early years and Key Stage 1. Can you tell us what is it like in an early years classroom? What's a typical day?
So a typical day in early years is always very busy. Some people say it's noisy, but I like it when it's noisy. It means that the children are engaged, that they're enjoying their learning. Obviously the adults in there are working very hard with the children, but I like to see the children working together.
Great. What's the curriculum that we use within early years?
So our curriculum is based on the early years framework, which has recently been revised. We have 7 areas of learning and the teachers will plan for those different areas, but we're very topic based as well. So we look at different topics, topics that interest the children. We also work towards the children's individual interests. So if a child brings something from home, then we will obviously look into that and try to get other children involved. So an early years teacher can do a lot of planning, but then that can go out of the window because you have to be very flexible and make sure that you're including every child.
Okay, great. So how do you assess a child's abilities in early years?
So obviously with the young children, we can't give them a test because they can't write. So what we will do is most of our assessments are done through observation. So the adults in the classroom will take groups of children or individual children, play games with them, do different activities to assess their knowledge and also look for any gaps that we need to fill.
Okay. And you talked about playing games and learning through play and continuous provision. Can you explain this a little bit more for us?
Yes, so the classrooms are set up differently from the rest of the school. We have areas of learning, so we'll have creative areas, role play areas, construction areas, and the children are able to, during lesson time, they don't all sit at tables, they're able to go and access these areas. As you said, continuous provision, so it's things that are there for them to choose all the time. Because children at this age are learning through play, as you say, and they're able to choose their own activities. If they're not involved in a teacher-led activity, then they're involved in their own learning, so we call them child-led activities. And we have enhanced provision, so we will put different things out every day, things to improve like their fine motor skills, different things like threading and also math skills. Every different area we put out different activities.
Great. One last thing, how can parents support with us in early years at TBS?
Yes, I find the parents here very supportive, and last year when I did some workshops, a lot of parents came and they really took on board what we said. As I said before, we don't use worksheets very often. We don't want to see children just writing in books. So it's all about the social skills and the playing and doing things through practical activities, using manipulatives, being able to express themselves. So the parents, one good way is to not ask their children to sit down and just write all of the time. Take them on play dates, take them outside, get lots of exercise, but also lots of sleep. That's one of the things we find. The children are sometimes quite tired, and if they're too tired, they can't learn.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Sue, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you about early years. I hope that you've enjoyed hearing all about early years at TBS, and watch this space and look out for workshops and things that Ms Sue will run and a chance to meet her in person. So thank you.